Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's Big Dave, and today's topic's all about increasing productivity. You know, everybody wants to increase their easy for me to say, their productivity. I guess I wasn't so productive right there. All right, here's what's going on with all of this is I just want to give you a way that if you understand how you can implement each of these, and there's 7 of them, your productivity will likely go up by 30% or more. So there's 7 things you can do that will make you more productive. I really recommend that you write them all down and try to understand each and every one of them. Do research afterwards if you want to know more. Subscribe and find out more of what all of my teachings, or you can even go to my free platform and there's all kinds of training within there. So let's begin. All right. If we want to become productive, what are the things we have to do? Well, I'm going to give you 7 steps. I'm going to cover them relatively fast so I can get through them. And then that way you can take the time to research them and understand how it fits for you and your personality. Number 1 out of all these is you really want to embrace radical listening, basically listening with intent to understand. So what happens in the course of every business day, you ask a question, you already want the answer that you want in the back of your head, and you're really not paying attention. We don't mean to do this, but we're doing it. Or we're asking what we're going to say next, or thinking what we're going to say next as they're answering. That's not listening. That's just going through the motions. Radical listening, right? So that means you're hearing with intent as to what are they telling. So remember on this, you're prioritizing understanding over telling. So start to learn that piece. And if you have to, a little secret on that is write the stuff you're assuming or you want to make sure you talk about. Write that down on a piece of paper, have it in front of you. You can just have single bullet points. You know what they are. That way, when you're seeking the information, you don't forget and you can go back. So that may be a way to clear out your mind so your mind's not thinking about it. And that way it's not getting in your way of you actively listening, which that by itself can increase your team morale by 25% or more. That by itself is as effective as can be to make your team stronger, let alone how much more productive you can. Number 2 is have an inclusive dialogue. Well, Dave, what the hell does that mean? Yeah, let's get there. An inclusive dialogue means you're involving your entire team. So when decisions are made, even though you know they're made, hearing the dialogue of the team before giving them direction opens up all of the availabilities to you and to how you can better go towards your goal. You may most likely still have to hit whatever goal was given to you. But when you include them in trying to figure out what should be the priority versus what is, and then you can make a better case to whoever you're working with and working for. Inclusion is so important, including them in your conversations. When you encourage all people to participate and have a voice, you can increase your effectiveness by over 35%. Basically, what that means is you're going to outperform other teams by 35%. Right there. It's a huge win. And all you had to do is include and ask your team to be involved. Remember, involve, inclusive. That's number 2. Number 3 is all about conflict, which happens because if there's a group of people, there's going to be conflict. What you want is a way for having conflict resolution. So conflict resolution is what you want to write down. What does that mean? That basically means what you want to do in as simple way as I can put it is create a very, very clear pathway to resolve conflict. You want to be able to have a pathway that's identifiable so that when conflict does happen, you don't run from it, you attack it, put it to bed. And you do that through process. You have a very clear path identified as to what happens. And the crazy thing about that is a structured approach to conflict basically answers like, I think it's 50% of all those conflicts just automatically go away. Now you only got half to deal with, which is a huge win. Number 4, emotional intelligence. Now, you may not be very emotional intelligent. I don't know. Whether you are or you aren't, it doesn't matter. There are some very simple things you can do in order to foster that type of growth. And basically, when someone makes an accusation or someone jumps to a conclusion, of just pointing that out and saying, we don't know this is a fact, but it's a good assumption, but we can't treat that as a fact. See, that's teaching emotional intelligence. Simple things like that have a huge impact on your team. When you have emotional intelligence and you're actually teaching it, your retention goes up by 20%. That's a pretty big number, especially when you come on retention, especially with the people you really want to retain. Number 5 is technology and connection. You really want to make sure you're doing the best you can with providing technology to make your team able to hit their goals easier. Use the technology that's out there, find the tools that are going to help them. And just as important, let the team stay connected regardless of where they are. Make sure that tool that's helping them and helping you, they can work at from home. They can work at it from the airplane. They can work with it from wherever. That connection and technology are so important that can improve engagement by over 40%. It's vital that you continue to use what's out there. And with AI, man, technology is changing so fast, there's going to be answers. They're out there. You just got to find them. Number 6, we're at the second to last one already. This particular one people struggle with, and I'm not sure how to explain it well, but I know why. So here's my attempt. 6 is set clear and unified goals. Clear and unified. Here's what happens. And this is why I'm saying I'm not sure the best way to cover this, because I cover it often, but I never know if it's a way that, so I always want to do it differently, because maybe I can impact someone who didn't understand the last time and now they're understanding because I had attempted to explain it from a different point of view. This is what a typical organization does. Someone up top comes up with goals, someone below them sets the goals, and then someone below that sets the goals, and then they said, these are your goals all the way through. But there's no explanation to why the goals are important to the organization. There's no explanation as to how they should try to go about that goal, or what piece of that goal makes most sense to them. There's no real reason as to how any of that ties together. So the assumptions are, either as a leader, you're sitting there going, I don't know how to explain this, so I'm just going to say it because I have to, and then we got to figure it out. Or as a leader, you're sitting there going, well, what the hell's this? See the problem? That's not clear and unified. So setting clear and unified goals is going to help you achieve your goals almost 30% better, because it gives you focus, and focus leads to results, because focus equals action, action equals results, inaction equals yuck. So let's talk through this for a second. What should you do? What you should do is talk about, what are the goals? Why are they important? Give them some ideas as how we may achieve them. Involve them, as we talked through in the rules before. Involve them in that discussion. Come up with goals that are in activities that will actually make that goal happen as a team. Set them, put dates to them, and now you're clear and unified goals. But if you just do it all yourself and dictate it, I guarantee it ain't clear, even though it's clear to you. And I know damn sure it isn't unified. And number 7 is continuous learning. Always make sure you're promoting continuous learning within the organization. You'll be surprised what continuous learning does for you. I mean, one of the main things that happens is it boosts innovation by 25%. But you know what else it does for you? It gets them to keep thinking and thinking in different ways that allows them to grow, that allows you to get more actions, that allows you to get more results. Continuous learning is something you want to put your people through, because it only makes your team understand you better, react better, and perform better. Better. So those are the 7 things that are going to increase your productivity. If you do them all well, your productivity as a leader is going to increase by over 30%. If you do them not at all, you're going to stay the same or get worse. Ha. All right, that's it. Talk to y'all.